Episode 19?
20.
No.
Wait, hold
I think
on.
it's 19. I think
Please
this
tell
is
me.
the booth episode
Please tell me you
19.
started.
Yeah, we started.
Please tell me you
Um
started. Okay,
yeah,
good.
we're good.
Give
We're
me two
good.
seconds. So
Connor is
this is 19.
currently
This is 19.
yeah, it's
It's definitely
19.
19.
So anyway, welcome back to the Booth podcast. This is episode 19 as Connor just verified. But Connor is in a remote location right now. He's on vacation. Big
Yes, I am
chillin'.
in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, big chillin'. It's a good time. How sandy is it there?
Very coarse, gets everywhere.
Of course, gets
Very
everywhere.
rough.
Do you like it?
Ooh. Let me put this into perspective to you. We went yesterday to this place that's called the Wharf, okay?
Okay. Okay.
And the
Yeah.
Wharf is a shopping center, also has a marina, um, which is kind of cool because they have like a very famous marlin fishing tournament that goes out of there. A lot of big boats, a lot of big yachts come out of there. They actually have a yacht dealership there. Anyways, we counted at least 7 Trump flags in this yacht marina.
Oh, nice.
So this is the people we're dealing with at this
Well,
current time.
he's helped them afford the yacht.
Oh, this is true. There was actually one that was registered in Venice, Louisiana.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's like way the fuck down there.
Oh yeah. Then there was some from like middle of fucking like there was one that was registered in Arkansas. I'm like, why the fuck do you have a saltwater boat registered in Arkansas? Don't worry about it.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
It's whatever. We're big chilling out here in the Bahamas. By the way, Gulf Shores, Alabama, not actually Saudi Arabia.
It's actually Saudi
Um,
Arabia. He's lying. He doesn't want to tell you his actual location.
That's right because I'm trying to keep secret the fact that I was able to leave the country, even though we're currently not able to leave the country.
Yeah.
I think.
No. It's because your dad works for the CIA.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The cock inspection agency.
He does HVAC. Fuck my ass. My ass. Your dad's a secret
Yeah, no,
CIA agent. I guarantee it. His real name's not even Todd.
The cock inspection agency.
Yeah. Yeah, he works
Hmm.
for them. Fly him all over the place. He's got to inspect cocks 24/7.
So it rained all day yesterday, and then we wake up this morning, and so first day we get here, it's nice, right?
Mhm.
What do we do in the morning? Oh, it's Father's Day. So we get here. So we get here Friday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday. We get here Saturday. I'm good with this. We get here Saturday. Don't really have time to do anything. We ooh, COVID. We
Corona!
get dinner, and then we get to our house because we rented a house here. You know the drill. You've done
Yes.
this before with us. And then Friday Sunday is Father's
Sunday.
Day.
Days
And
go
so
forward, not backward, bud.
so we make my dad breakfast, and then we
Okay,
go.
wait. Before. I love that you're on vacation right now because the mode that you go into on vacation is probably the funniest that I've ever seen you.
What
Because
do
it's
you
just
mean?
like fuck it. Like you're just like I'm on vacation and like nothing fucking matters.
Yeah,
I mean
it
that's
really
the
does
point of
well.
it. That's the point of it.
Yeah, that's literally
But
the
it's
point.
hilarious. Like you go into the most like fuck it like dad mode, like fuck it and dad mode at the same time. God
Oh,
damn
Matthew's
it,
getting a phone
Joshua.
call.
1 second. Entertain the viewers. Tell them about
Yeah.
your Father's Day.
Well, anyway, a guy who's surprisingly not a father yet is calling Matthew. But yeah, so Sunday, Father's Day, we make my dad a lovely breakfast, and I am trying to remember for the life of me what we do after that. Because even though this was, what, 2 days ago, I still can't remember. But for whatever, so we had to go pick up groceries at the Walmart because, obviously we needed groceries. We're a fairly large family. So we didn't get to go to the beach till the afternoon. Now, the afternoon session was gorgeous. By the way, the most beautiful I have ever seen water in Gulf Shores ever was this Sunday afternoon. Okay.
Really?
So, yeah, we eat lunch. and then we go down to the beach after lunch, and it is the most pristine. Like I thought that I was in like Florida, like the Florida Keys at this point. I'm like, it is the clearest, the greenest I have ever seen this water. Okay, like pure emerald coast. Like that's what it's supposed to look like. It was gorgeous. Then we had a storm roll in yesterday. Rained all day. We were supposed to go zip lining. It got pushed. It got pushed from 9:45 to 1:30. Then it
They
got
have a zip
pushed
line
to
place
Thursday.
there?
Not here, but at the wharf. They do.
Okay.
So it goes over like an intercoastal waterway. It goes over like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's about a 2 hour course, whatever. So we were supposed to, so that's why we're at the wharf all day yesterday, was because of that. Rained all day yesterday, get back to the hotel, continues, pours, rain, monsoon, whatever. Wake up this morning. It's supposed, by the way, it's supposed to rain the rest of the week. But you know how the
Same
Gulf
here.
Coast works. Yeah, you know how the Gulf Coast works. My dad's famous saying about weather in Louisiana is this: if you're in South Louisiana and you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, it'll change. So, that being said, it was supposed to rain all day today. We wake up, it's gorgeous, sunny. We're like, all right, sweet, let's get a beach morning sesh in, right?
Yeah.
Mom makes some sticky buns, which is just like,
Fucking
it's like
incredible.
yes, so it's the canned biscuits with like this glaze and some walnuts and a slice of banana on top. Amazing. So she makes that this morning. So we're sitting by the pool, we're eating it, whatever. I go upstairs to get ready to go to the beach. They're picking up outstairs and they start to hear thunder. Mind you, still gorgeous and beautiful and sunny if you're looking at the beach.
Yeah.
But we can't see the other side because it's covered by the house because we're in the backyard of this house. So we get out my sister gets out the pool. She turns around. She looks outside. She goes, "Oh, pitch black on the other side of the island. Pitch black."
Gotta love it.
So I'm upstairs. I'm getting as I'm pulling my swimsuit trunks up. I look out my window and it's still sunny on that side though.
There you
About
go.
2 hours go by. It's back to being sunny and pristine.
Mhm.
So we make some lunch. We take lunch with us. We just made some sandwiches, whatever. And the water is poop colored, but it's like the largest waves and the largest surf I've ever seen in South Alabama, and they only have a red flag out. It's not even a double red. I'm like,
It's
I
Alabama.
bet. Let's just say this. I rode some pretty sweet waves on the boogie board. Do a little boogie boarding. Not gonna lie, dabble on the boogie boarding. Definitely got my leg and my ab workout in though, and not because I was using my abs, but just from the sheer force that was just impacting them all
nice.
the time.
Yeah.
And then having to like paddle and like walk against the current. It was intense. I'll say that much. I'm dogged. I'm tired. I got a good pump in. I will say that much. You know.
Got that good ocean pump in.
They're good. You know. So I took a nice shower. By the way, definitely need to get new swim trunks. I am fed up with that mesh bullshit. Let's just say that
I just
much.
cut mine
Fed up
out.
with that.
I cut
Yeah,
mine.
that's what my brother does.
Yeah.
I had bought okay. I love Sam's Club. Okay.
Yep.
Because the best pair of swimsuits I've ever purchased was from there. Because they had compression shorts material where the mesh was supposed to be.
Mhm.
So instead of the mesh, it was compression shorts material.
Yep.
And for the life of me, I can't find that brand anywhere else, and they don't sell it. I think it went out of business. I think it went out of business.
Costco has them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also saw that there might be some at LL Bean as well. But for the
Okay.
rest of the strip, I'm just wearing because I brought regular underwear and compression shorts. So I think I'm just gonna wear compression shorts under the swimsuits the rest of the time I'm here.
So that's what I do.
'Cause-
I cut the netting out and I wear compression shorts.
Because the mesh, well, actually, I wore it with the mesh still in it today, and the mesh cups it pretty well, so it makes you feel good in a weird way. But then you have like the comfort and like the compression shorts. I don't know. I didn't hate it. I didn't even notice I had compression shorts on like 30 minutes in. It just felt normal to me. So I think it was the move. Yeah.
I don't mind compression shorts. I don't know. Yeah, I don't mind them. They're pretty nice.
No.
Keep
neither do I.
everything in one place, you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
I wear normal boxer briefs and/or compression shorts. Just
I can't do boxers, man. Boxer briefs are.
I can't do boxers. I can't do regular boxers. I can only do briefs.
I can't do that.
I might be able to rock some tidy whities if you pay me off enough or give me enough alcohol. But
I don't
know.
think I could rock tidy whities either.
Really,
Don't think I could do it.
I feel like with a man of your stature and your physique, is a prime and optimal opportunity to pull off the tidy whities. I feel like you have to have an ass to be able to pull off tidy whities. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, thank you, but no, I don't think I don't want to wear them again because I feel like I'll feel like I'm like 6 again.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I have a business proposition to you, my good
Is
friend.
this a real business proposition? Like, do we need to talk about it on the podcast, or is this like a bullshit business proposition?
It's a bullshit business proposition that could cause excite on the podcast because it's a possibility that we could do moving forward.
Okay.
The details are not too like I can get the point across to you without giving up details. How would you feel now, given right now my financial or my job situation is I have none. I am currently living off of graduation presents. You know, yee as we would say. And so take this with a grain of salt. But how would you feel? And we've had friends that have done this before, but month in Gulf Shores. And we could spin it as a business trip because we could film while we're there. And it wouldn't just be us on the beach. It would also be us doing a lot of both inshore, offshore, and we could probably find a captain that'll take us marlin fishing if the season is in. As well as doing some brackish water stuff and some freshwater stuff because we can drive to some northern ponds in Alabama.
Okay. I would love to do that. But
do you want to know the price of this?
Yeah, what are we looking at price-wise to stay a month? Because we're not staying on the beach if we're staying for a fucking month.
That's what you think. Hold on.
Connor's proposition. Let's spend $14,000 in 1 month.
It's not that much. It's not that much. Bro, okay.
It's 12. It's 12,000.
No, hold on. I'm looking at a house right now that's across this pond over here, okay?
Okay.
This is the most so at this one I've only looked at this one resort. Keep in mind, I've only looked at this one resort. So we could branch out and look around if we actually want to do this. But a house over there, $10,000 for the month. Now I'm not saying that that's the place we go. I'm just saying that's the most expensive place I looked at. Do you want to know what the cheapest is? And do you want to know what the layout is? So
yes.
A 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath condo. Okay.
It's more than we need.
A 1-bedroom condo that has bunk beds in the hallway, that is a 1 full bath, 1 half bath, full kitchen and everything. That's what we actually need, right, Matthew?
Yes, that's exactly what we need.
$3,000 for the month.
Okay, that's not terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not terrible.
And splitting it between the two of us, that'd be $1,500 a pop.
This is true. But okay, wait. Could we do this next summer? Okay, wait. Your mic cuts out whenever you get that loud.
Oh, sorry. We could definitely do this next summer.
Okay.
Oh, Siri just came up. I don't need you. I'm on my MacBook Pro for those that are unaware. Yes. We're bougie like that.
Anyway. So, okay. If we do it next summer, so by that time, I'll have my private license. So
you realize there's an airport, there's a private plane airport.
So hear me out. Right? Hear me out. I can drop skydivers with my private license.
We're not doing that.
Why not?
Who would drive so you're saying you would drop me out of the airplane?
No. That would be my summer gig to quote unquote justify it. And I would do like 2, maybe 3 drops a day, which is like an hour of work.
Yeah. I've filmed for skydivers before, Trey and Carson. By the way, seeing Carson that big.
But this time you could actually be in the plane.
Falling out of the sky. Yeah, I didn't go up because I wasn't 18 at the time. That's why I didn't go up.
So you could be in the plane, either filming people that are dropping, or you could drop yourself.
Or I could go work at that ziplining place that's 25 minutes down the road.
That's true. I'm down to do it. I just want to be making money while we're there.
No, I get that.
As we do our own
thing. That was my concern. And you know what? if we could convince like one other person, like if we could convince our good friend and friend of the show Trey to do it with us,
Dude, if
why not?
Trey found out that I have my private license and he's like, "You can drop me? You can drop me?" That's all we would fucking do. That's all it would fucking be.
Dude, there's literally an airport, a private plane airport in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Yeah.
Like 25 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do it. Also, I looked into it. So the planes that I'll start to fly are Cessna 206, 207, something
Mhm.
like that. Anyway, really great little plane.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a 257.
By the way, I know that you've been looking into it because you've been logged into the Booth podcast account.
Oh, was
looking
I?
into
Yeah,
it.
I noticed
Yeah.
that the other day. I was like, God damn it, motherfucker.
So literally our feed right now is Joe Rogan,
Yes.
a few cars sprinkled in there,
Yeah.
and then a ton of airplanes.
Yeah. I apologize. Anyway, so no, but I looked into it. I would be able to fly to Austin like super cheap once I have my
Yeah.
private.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously cheap.
And you could do that direct. You wouldn't have
Yes.
to. Yeah.
And I could fly it all in one, like no fuel stop, nothing.
Right. Yeah. Is it faster than 6 hours though?
Yes.
Okay.
When you're traveling 400 miles an hour with
Yeah, I
no
guess that was
traffic,
stupid. That was a stupid
come
one.
on.
Because the only reason I say that is because if you normally fly to Austin, it takes 6 hours to fly because you have to make the stop in Dallas or Houston. So there's no real point to it. Though I always argue that I prefer the convenience of being able to sleep while I'm flying and not have to worry about the stress of going through cities and driving as a good enough reason to fly to Austin or
Yeah.
whatever.
And that's a fair point. But like, you realize how great it would be to just be able to
No, I
fly to
will-
Austin?
I will also say this: the Lafayette Airport is supposed to be getting new destinations.
Yes.
soon.
They're expanding right now.
So I don't know if Austin will be on that list or if New Orleans is even on that list. That could be a quicker thing maybe because there's already a direct flight to New Orleans from Austin.
Yeah.
Or you could just drive to New Orleans, which is a 2.5 hour drive anyways. So
Yeah. Going the opposite direction.
hey, my uncle does that when he flies to Austin.
I mean, if
Well,
it
but
if it
he lives
makes
in- but he-
sense, like
let's-
financially, like go for it. But
Let me just say this. He does live in Prairieville though, which is an hour outside of New Orleans.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, that's not a big deal for him.
yeah.
No, but anyway, I looked into it. It's pretty fucking cheap. For me,
Have
to be
we
able,
mentioned that you've been working on your piloting license in the podcast? I don't know if it's been said before.
I mean, I haven't worked on anything yet. I'm going in Saturday for my first flight, but
You know what I mean.
I don't know if we talked about
I would classify that as Matthew is working on his private piloting license. There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Yeah.
it.
Because he's
no.
going to be Tom fucking Cruise. Anyways.
Well, I already have the height. I don't have the middle tooth like he does though. So
And do you believe in science?
I am a firm believer in Scientology.
We were sitting
Yes.
on the beach today. And we were explaining to Luke, or my brother Luke, different like bodies of water. He says, "What's the difference between an ocean and a sea?" And I said, "Well, a sea is a lake that's saltwater essentially." And he says, "Oh, okay." And then the ocean is just like the big, yeah. So what's that? And I said, "That's a gulf." He goes, "What's a gulf?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a body of salt water or it's a body of any water technically that is just surrounded by land on 3 sides, not all 4." And he says, "So what part is not covered by land?" My dad points out to one oil rig that is you can just see over the curvature of the earth, but you can see that the earth is curving, right?
Mhm.
Because there's really good visibility. And he explains that to Luke, and Luke goes, "But the earth's flat." We're like, "Oh no."
You have a flat earther in your fucking house.
He was kidding.
Oh,
but it's
no.
This is the same kid, mind you, that when we were at the wharf yesterday, he bought a $45 Salt Life shirt that he left at the wharf. It's gone.
That's good.
Mm.
That's real good.
Mm.
I just can't justify spending $75 on a fucking t-shirt or $45.
It was 45. I was gonna say, where'd you get the
Yeah.
other 30? With taxes, is
Alabama taxes, they really sneak up on you.
Dude, surprisingly, they're higher. Sale tax here is higher than Austin.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Austin's is 0.82 or 8.25.
Then is it the state of Alabama or is it just Gulf Shores?
I think it's Gulf Shores because it's a touristy area.
Tourist,
They jack up that sales price out here.
Well,
That
because
would
they know
make sense
people are
to me,
going to buy
actually.
it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it's got fucking Gulf Shores on it. People are going to be like, fuck yeah, let's get that shit. And
Hey.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't even know if my camera, ooh.
Yeah. Your
my
camera
microphone
definitely
one
picked that up.
All right, sweet. I mean, technically, my camera is my microphone because it's all on my MacBook.
I mean, technically, but like.
And we got the AirPod Pros in. Like, what are
Wow,
we doing?
you're just fucking repping for them, aren't you?
And I got my iPhone and my.
I swear
my
to God, I
iPad
thought you were
over
about to
here.
pull up a bottle of water that had an Apple sticker on it, and I was just gonna end this podcast like right there.
I know we agreed to a year, but
Nope.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Nope. Oh man. Right, 20 episodes. How many weeks are in a year? 50, 56?
52.
52. Thank you.
There's that homeschooling kicking in right there. Mm-hmm.
I just like to add another month. You know.
Oh, for sure. We call it Matthew month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where we celebrate the mentally insane, mentally unstable.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're not
That's what we'll
insane
call
yet.
it. Not insane. I really hope that I do slip into like a healthy amount of being senile whenever I get older.
Alcoholism.
No, no, definitely not alcoholism.
Like-
So I
like
figured.
not a-
So, I figured something out right before I turned
no.
20. I figured something
Yes.
out.
By the way, Matthew's 20.
Yeah. So my
Congratulations.
birthday was Friday.
Yeah.
So, so the week before
Mm-hmm.
that Saturday, weekend
Yes.
before that Saturday, I got royally drunk at Rock and Roll.
Yeah, we this is when the bowling shoes were stolen.
Should I go grab them? No,
For legal purposes.
I won't. I won't.
Matthew
It's
was
all
just-
good. I
Matthew was just
didn't
very, very,
steal
very-
bowling shoes. I didn't. My brother did.
So
I just happen to have
for
them.
legal purposes, he's borrowing the bowling shoes, and he was just very, 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 very sleep deprived and very, very, very,
Yes.
very tired.
Yes.
He was drinking water the entire night.
The
Continue.
entire night I was drinking water. So anyway, so much water made me.
And this is Mexican water.
Yes, very, very, very highly concentrated Mexican water. Anyway,
So he was very, very, very tired.
I was very hydrated but very tired. And I
Mhm.
happened to get in the back of my brother's truck and we proceed back to my house.
Yes.
Again, being so tired and hydrated, I stumble my way upstairs and
Mhm.
I fall asleep. Everything's fine. Wake up the next morning. Not that hungover, surprisingly.
Well, because you were hydrated.
Yeah, because I was so hydrated. So anyway, wake up the next morning. I'm all good. Wake up kind of late. It's like 10:30. I'm like, man, like that was a really dumb move last night. You
Mhm.
know, had a relaxed Sunday. I worked Monday and Tuesday. And then Tuesday evening, my mom and I get on the road to go fishing. My dad's
Mhm.
already at the camp. Joshua and Logan are coming that evening. My dad's best man / fraternity brother. He's going to be there with one of his sons. Like, it was a great week. It was going to be a good little trip.
Wait,
So-
your dad was a frat boy?
Yes. At
All right,
Louisiana
that doesn't
Tech.
surprise me.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me as much as I thought it was going
I
to.
heard some
Continue.
fantastic stories about him, which I will not be sharing on the podcast. But
Is your dad the next Bert Kreischer?
not quite. Not quite.
Okay.
Not quite. He didn't go to Russia. No.
Oh.
Anyway, so I hear a bunch of great stories from my dad's old frat brother, and anyway, we have a good night. That Tuesday night, so my dad's frat brother is drinking moonshine, consumes quite a bit of it, and so 4 of them were
This
downstairs.
is legal moonshine, by the way.
Yes, legal moonshine. It actually was. He bought it on his way down from Texas, and it was registered. Anyway, because he lives in
Isn't that
Dallas.
Isn't that insane that moonshine is so potent that there's some of it that's illegal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's ridiculous to me. Anyway, I had tried it. Not that great. It felt like I was drinking carb cleaner. Like it was
Because
that.
you were.
Yeah. It was fucking insane. Like no one should ever consume that. Anyways, he consumes quite a good bit of it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, like he's gonna be drunk in the morning. We had to get up at 4:30 in the morning to be on a boat for 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And the place that we were staying at, the boats can just roll up on the backside, like basically in the backyard, which is super convenient. So, anyway.
Goals.
So fucking great. Anyway, so 4 of them stay up. Me and my Uncle Daniel, we're like, fuck it, we're going to go to bed because it was like 11:30, and I'm like, I'm going to get like an okay nap in before I get on a boat. And
Pop
Joshua,
a Red Bull and
so Joshua wakes up the next morning. He shakes me. He's like, hey, it's like 4:40. I'm like, all right. I roll out of bed, and this is all come around to the thing that I figured out right before I turned 20.
I trust you.
Just bear with me. So Joshua rolls out of bed. He's on the bunk above me. He like jumps down and like kicks the bottom of the bunk, and he's like, wake up. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I roll out of bed. I get all my fishing gear on, and then my dad's fraternity brother busts in the room, and he's like, you up? Like, you guys up? And I'm like, you good? He's like, drunk? And he's like, yeah, I'm great. And he stumbles into the fucking doorway as he's walking out of the room, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I turned to his side, and I was like, just FYI, your dad's still drunk from last night. And he's like, what? And he's like, sleep deprived? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, how late did y'all stay up? He's like, 1:30? And I was like, Jesus Christ. Y'all got, like, not even a 3-hour nap. Like, before you go get on a boat for 6 or 8 hours. Like, y'all are retarded. I mean, I'm not much better.
Were y'all inshore fishing at least?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because if y'all were deep sea fishing or offshore fishing,
I would have died.
That guy would have died too.
Yeah. So, anyway, we load up. We had 2 boats there. Half of us load up on one side, the other half load up on the other side. Oh. Anyway, so we load up the ice chest and everything, and immediately he's got a beer in his hand right before he gets on the boat. The guy that's still drunk from the night before. And I'm like, all right, so this isn't cool. Luckily, he's on a different boat. I don't got to deal with him.
Well, that's good.
Then, after we get off the boat, or like 3 hours into fishing, my head starts fucking pounding. And I'm like, I had like 3 Mexican waters the night beforehand. Like,
yeah,
I don't feel that. Like, I shouldn't be having a headache.
Now, by the way.
What's that?
That's a t-shirt now, by the way.
Yeah, Mexican water. So, anyway, I only had like 3, and I was like, I felt fine. I still feel fine. Or I shouldn't be feeling this bad from that. And I'm like, what the hell's happening? Anyway, on the like last 2 times that we had moved from spot to spot, I like hocked these massive fucking loogies out of my head. And I'm like, oh, so this is wonderful. I'm like, I have a fucking sinus headache. Feel like shit.
Welcome to the boat.
I felt horrible. And I was like, what the hell has attacked me on this boat that I feel this bad? Anyways, we get back to the house, and we take pictures with the fish and do that whole thing. The guides clean the fish. And that was all at like the marina. And then once we get back to the house, I go take like a stupid hot shower, and I'm like, all right, I feel a little bit better, but not great. Go take like 2-3 hour nap. I'm supposed to fish Thursday. I don't feel good at all. I'm like, I'm gonna go back home. Like, this sucks. And we're like right outside New Orleans.
Mhm.
And I was like, all right, I
Yeah.
got like another like 3 hour trip to go. I was like, I'm just gonna like stock as many fucking vitamins as I can into my body and drink a Coke and hopefully get home all right. So I follow Logan and Joshua because they had work the next morning. I follow Logan and Joshua in his truck. I'm in my car. We get back home. Everything's good. I wake up Thursday morning. Still don't feel great. And I was like, I have to bounce back because I got like dinner tonight because Jack was in town.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got dinner the next night, and we're going to, drink some Mexican waters for my birthday. So,
Right.
anyway, I'm like, okay, like I got to bounce back. So I feel all right after that. But the Thursday night, my parents get home, or that's what it was. I wake up Friday morning, and no, what was it? I'm sorry. So we had a few Mexican waters, didn't drink that much for my birthday. Get back Saturday morning, and my family in Baton Rouge is doing like a big like Father's Day celebration deal. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I get home at like 10 a.m. Saturday morning after I passed out on my friend's couch, and I get there, and my mom's sitting on the couch, and they're like getting ready to go, and she's like, hey, are you gonna take a shower and go? And I was like, I thought about it, and no. And she was like, why not? And I said, I think I figured something out. And the thing that I figured out was me getting absolutely destroyed the weekend before. Didn't feel good. Ruined my Sunday. Like, just wasn't a fun time. I was like, all right, I don't really want to do that again. I know it'll happen again, but I don't really want to do that again. So, anyway, tell my mom that. She's like, okay. She's like, but what's that have to do with today? I was like, I really don't like the relationship that our family has with alcohol, just consuming like copious amounts of it to get to a level to enjoy themselves. And she was like, I've never heard it described that way. And I said, and she was like, what would you call that? And I was like, it's called alcoholism. And she was like, you think so? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, so what's the difference from that and what you did for your birthday last night? And I was like, for my birthday last night, we had many, many hours without Mexican waters that we were fine. We were having a great time. And then we just mixed it in to kind of amplify it. But it wasn't like I need this to have a good time. It was like I'm already having a good time, and we'll just mix it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I figured out how we can. Yes, I got that, but I figured out how we can spend the month.
What's that?
It's your birthday trip. It's a 21st birthday trip.
Oh my god, the entire month of June, or from the 19th to the 19th.
That could also work.
Dude. Oh. Yeah, I'm down to do that. But so 2 things. Place that we're staying, we have to be able to like rig up for a podcast.
Yep.
And second thing is we need to have jobs in place.
Yes. So number 1, you said podcast rigging. If we do the condo,
I don't even fucking care if we put it in the kitchen.
That's what I was going to say. There's going to be a dining room table in every condo, so we could rig it up on the dining room table.
That's what
also, all condos and houses at this resort now have 5G Wi-Fi, so we'll be good. That's why this is going so well.
That's amazing.
Yes. And then jobs, that should be decently easy to come by.
Yeah.
I mean,
we could go work at the place that JP, Christian, and Jack worked at.
That's about a 30-minute drive from this particular resort, but yes, we could. Because that's in Orange Beach. That's not so much Gulf Shores.
Okay.
But what I will say is I might have a job lined up that I can work remotely. Okay. So I might be good. I have some stuff in the works that I might be good. Then it would just be you, and I'm sure we could find something doing, for you. But
I
yeah,
mean, if I have a
but no,
private license, even if I'm doing like just tours, that would be fun.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Or you could be one of those guys that flies the banner, the advertisement banner.
so I learned
Mm,
that banner flying is actually
mm.
extremely fucking scary.
Oh yeah.
The setup and the land for it is stupid. Like, actually retarded. What you have to do is before you take off, or I'm sorry, no, what is it? So, the takeoff is what most people would imagine. You just have the banner rigged up and it drags on the ground as you take off. Not a big deal.
No.
To fuck with the pilot even more. Also, you have to have a cockpit that can open on either side. It can be one or the other, preferably both, but one or the other. And in the
Okay, where is this
cockpit,
going?
you have a metal fucking arm with a hook at the end of it. Okay?
No.
Hear me
No.
out. In this plane, so you're already trying to land a fucking aircraft. If you have a crosswind or anything and you're trying to put the bird on the ground, you have to stick your fucking arm out, okay, of the fucking cockpit directly behind you, and you have to unhook the banner from the fucking cockpit by yourself.
New business proposition.
What?
Let's invent a device that you can just do it remotely.
Okay, so some planes have that, but only the like brand fucking new ones do. And most
That's
of the
why we
banner
make it-
planes
that's why we
are
make
like
a device.
60s and 70s.
That's why we make a device that's Bluetooth. You just have a little
You just
device
click
that's
a
on
fucking button.
or it could be like a little like remote. Just
Yeah.
and just
Oh my god. But I was watching a guy do it and he's so he's in the fucking aircraft and he's in the cockpit and he's like, all right, and he's like slowing his airspeed down, like putting the throttle back in to slow the airplane down, and he's slowly drifting down, and he's like, all right, I can't remember what he called it. He's like, I gotta find my banner stick or something. He fucking like is reaching around his fucking feet, and he's landing an airplane at the same time, and he grabs it and like sticks his arm directly like behind him out the fucking window, and he's like looking at the mirror to watch his hand, and then he's also looking forward to put the plane on the ground. And I'm like, dude, I could not. I actually could not. I don't care how many fucking hours I have. If I'm putting a piece of metal back on the ground that was just going 400 miles an hour, no. No.
So we're taking banner flying off the list.
Yes. Fuck that shit.
But you'll drop human beings out of the sky.
Oh, any day. Any day. Oh, man. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay.
So no banner flying.
No banner
No
flying.
banner flying. I'll do skydiving, though. That seems like it would be fun.
Okay. I don't even know if they have skydiving places around here, though.
I don't even know. I don't know. There's got to be something.
Maybe there's like we'll figure it out. We'll look
There's
into
gotta
it
be
some more.
something.
We'll figure it out. There's got to be something. There's got to be. Got to be. There's always
Gotta be.
something. There's always something.
It's always.
I'm kind of pissed at myself. I've been doing pretty good about not getting burned, and I think I finally did it today.
Oh, nice.
No, I can't tell if it's one of those
I don't know
burns.
if you can
that's
see
going
it
on.
on. I don't know if you can see it on camera.
You're really white.
You kind of can. You see this line
You're a little
right
red.
here?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been so fucking hot in the shop that I haven't been wearing a welding shirt while welding. And this is what you call arc burn.
Very fun.
Blue light will fuck you up.
Yeah.
This,
Oh yeah.
like even just this little bit right here,
Cancer.
is the most intense sunburn I've ever felt.
Cancer.
Probably so. I don't know. I'm gonna die at 40 anyway.
Oh,
I'm already
we've
halfway there.
discussed this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come
As he
on. My
drinks his
dumbass likes
A&W.
super fast cars, and I want to go fly airplanes. Something's gonna happen.
And he likes a
Something's
good
gonna
Mexican water once in a
I
while.
like Mexican water once in a while. So, if you know, there's just a trifecta of like. Hang on, there's just a trifecta of like bullshittery happening in my life that's gonna form a perfect storm to kill me.
the Bermuda Triangle for Matthew's life.
Yes. And I'm slowly drifting into it.
Did you see the New York Giants kicker?
No, I did not.
The New York Giants kicker, who was the best kicker in the league in 2018.
Mhm.
2019, he kind of had an off year, but if you look at the numbers, it's mainly because Daniel Jones couldn't figure out how to get the football into the red zone, anyways. So that's But he is convicted of a drunk driving hit and run
When did this happen?
a couple days ago, maybe last week, not that long ago. See the fast cars and the oh my bad, Mexican water.
Yeah, Mexican water.
Maybe think of that.
Hmm.
Didn't kill anybody, by the way. Everybody's fine.
Well, that's good. You know, if
Yeah.
if I do fuck
Did I
up,
mention this is also at 7 a.m.? Did I mention that?
7
Now,
a.m.
now it's unclear if he was drunk from the night before or he woke up and got drunk or hydrated, but this was at 7 a.m. Bro, I saw a Snapchat of this girl. She's got to be, I think she's 17. She said, "Are we hydrated? Are we hydrated at 7 a.m. in the morning?"
I mean, I was getting hydrated at 15. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but
that's fair. But you also had like this. The whole situation was amped up for you.
oh,
Not
I
amped
mean,
up, but you had it like
I had
you had
terrible people in my life that were like, "Fuck it, have one," and I'm like, "This is not okay."
your brothers.
Yeah.
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 But she was also hydrated at 7 a.m. So
Well,
something about people getting hydrated early in the morning.
the earliest I've gotten hydrated was in Cozumel. You know, drinking their native water, and
Okay. It's legal there, so that you don't
maybe
have to
from
hydrated.
well, I wasn't legal at the time.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, you can drink American water all you want, any age.
Yeah.
But Mexican water is where it gets tricky. So, little bachelor party story. So,
Is this
Ethan.
Ethan's bachelor party?
Yes. So
Okay.
Ethan decides, my oldest brother, decides that he wants to go on a cruise for his bachelor party. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds like a fucking blast. So we load up on a cruise boat in New Orleans.
Have they really been married for that long?
Yeah, I made 3 years in May.
Damn.
Yeah. Good for
Continue.
them. Anyway.
Good. Hey.
So
killing the game.
Yeah, killing it. So we hop on a cruise boat in New Orleans, and we make our way down to Cozumel. Cozumel is the first stop on this cruise.
Okay.
We had dinner the night beforehand. I think we had departure from New Orleans. We had like a day at sea, so we're just on the ocean the entire fucking day, and then the next morning we wake up and we're in Cozumel. So I wake up, have a little bit of breakfast, not much. Like, I feel like I had an equivalent of like half a Cliff Bar of sustenance in my body. Like, not much.
Was this by choice or was this by circumstance?
It's just by circumstance, because I didn't know where anything was on the boat, and I woke up and Ethan's like, "Hey, like we have like this like they call them excursions. You have like this fucking excursion at 9 a.m. to be at the beach for X, Y, and Z to happen," and I'm like, "Okay, well I wake up at like 8, and I don't know where anything is. I get dressed. I'm like, where do I go? Everybody else has already left the fucking room, and I'm like, all right, I don't know where the fuck to go. So I just start wandering around the boat. I can't find anybody. Nobody's phone works. And, oh, that's the other thing. My phone had died out. So the phone that I had before this one, which is about to crap out on me, died on me because of the humidity leaving the Mississippi River that evening. The humidity got to it and killed my phone. Anyway,
It doesn't surprise me.
Anyway, so I had no phone to start out with, let alone they wouldn't work. Anyway,
Wi-Fi.
Huh?
You had Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi was like stupid expensive. Like ridiculously expensive.
Obviously wasn't on a Disney cruise.
Definitely not.
Anyways, continue.
Well, Carnival, man. Anyway, so we're in Cozumel. I go down. I find like this shitty little like breakfast buffet, and I'm like, okay. I had like a little bit of eggs and bacon, and I was like, all right, it's decent enough. And then Braden, one of the guys on the cruise, one of the groomsmen, he comes and finds me, and he's like, hey, like we got to go get in this van. Motherfucker, what is in my eye?
It's the van.
Probably. Anyway, so we get off the boat. Him and I run down to the van. Everybody else is already in it. I'm like, okay, what the fuck's happening? God damn it, dude. That hurts. Did I get it out? I think I got it out. Anyway, so we run down to the van. Braden's like, you got to get in here. So we hop in the van. We had like a 20-minute car ride. The driver didn't speak English. I'm like, where the hell am I? Like, we're in a foreign country. I've been up for like maybe an hour, and this is great. So, anyways, we had like a 20-minute car ride. We get down to the beach, and this little patch of beach has like fun jumps floating on the water.
Those are cool. I've done that before.
Okay. So I'm like, man, this looks amazing. And then another one of my brothers orders 2 small quantities for each of us of Mexican water. And again, having next to nothing in my system, I do these 2 shots of Mexican water, small quantities of Mexican water, very concentrated Mexican water. And then
With Cozumel, so you expect that.
in Cozumel. So then we all proceed to get on fun jumps. And I have a stomach of steel. Nothing happened. Jumping around like a crazy person on these fun
You were in a
jumps.
different dimension.
No, I really wasn't even that messed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was actually pretty
See,
good.
I thought the story was gonna say that you
But
found.
that's the earliest I've ever gotten
That's fair.
hydrated was 9 a.m.
I thought that this story was gonna take a turn, that you found the breakfast buffet and you're with your brothers or all the dudes, and they had it was like one of those systems where it was like an endless tap of super hydrated orange juice, and you just went to town on that.
No.
But
No, but that was the same day. I hope Joshua listens to these one day because he'll hear all the wonderful stories from my perspective. So while we're there,
because these are all great ideas in his head.
they're amazing. So
I've witnessed a few of those great ideas myself.
after Ethan gets a tramp stamp henna tattoo of his future wife's name,
He
on
has
him,
that.
he had it.
Oh,
It was a
henna.
henna.
Okay. I didn't hear that part.
If it was
remember
real, she probably.
I don't think
wouldn't
she would have married him.
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, he gets that henna tattoo. I partake in a fat stogie while I lay in a hammock. It was a legal stogie. It was a Cuban stogie.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. It's just funny.
So took part in a Cuban stogie while I laid in a hammock and watched the waves. It was a great evening.
Sounds
So
like it.
that all happened. But while that was happening, I didn't realize that Joshua, my older brother, had been ordering drinks legitimately called Mexican Gatorade. And that's how you get really hydrated, is you drink Gatorade. So
breaking
he orders 3 of these, and they're served in... Yeah.
Just that, is this tequila and Gatorade, or is this something different?
This is 7-Up, tequila, rum, Gatorade, and I want to say lime juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Anyway, they were very tasty, but
I
they
don't
were
like
also
it.
served in the hand grenade New Orleans style glasses. So by the
Oh,
time that I'm done with my stogie and I'm done laying in the hammock and I have a little bit of alcohol in my system, I'm like, all right. I'm sorry, Mexican water in my system. I'm like, all right, I think I'm done. So I go walk over back to the family. I'm like, what's up? And Joshua's laying on one of the beach chairs, all reclined and everything, and he's holding 3 of these cups.
Oh,
And I
God.
was like, did he drink all of those? And they're like, yeah, he did. I was like, oh, that's going to be fun. And it's like 4 o'clock. And he's asleep on this chair. Anyway.
Please tell me y'all have pictures of him doing this.
Yes, absolutely. So there's actually a book. If I can find it, we'll post it on the Instagram.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because they're amazing pictures. But anyway, Jared, another one of the groomsmen, like pokes Joshua. He's like, "Hey, we gotta get back in the van. We're going back to the boat." He's like, "All right." He stumbles into the boat or into the bus, and we head back to the boat. We get back. I don't see him for the next, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours until dinner. Because I'm not sharing a room with him. Anyway, a couple hours go by. I get ready for dinner. We all go meet down at our table that, you're assigned at the beginning of the trip.
Right.
So, everybody's sitting at the table. I look around. I'm like, where's Joshua? They're like, he wasn't, he didn't look too hot the last time I saw him. And I was like, well, what was happening? He's like, he was passed out on his bed. And I'm like, all right, he's probably just tired from being in the sun, basically all day, drinking a good bit of alcohol, Mexican water, Mexican Gatorade. And anyway, he shows up to dinner, probably like halfway through the meal. And he's got sunglasses on and the biggest fucking bottle of water I've ever seen. Like, we're talking like Costco extra large. Like, small, like, it would be the height of a, like, newborn. Like, big ass fucking bottle of water. Anyway, shows up with that, and we're like, do you want anything to eat? And he's like, no. Oh, man. And the best part was that he was wearing sunglasses the entire time. And that was literally our first day. Well, I guess it was the second day.
Was he out of commission the rest of the trip?
No, surprisingly not. He woke up at like 4 a.m. the next morning, went down to the gym that was on the boat, and he's like, "Let's fucking party!" Like he bounced back.
That is so him. That is so him.
He bounced the fuck back, and I thought it was hilarious.
Only Joshua can go from like warned over death hangover to being in the gym. Like,
hey man, I did that too. New Year's.
Okay, but that's true.
He's known for it, but I can do it as well.
That's his thing, though. That's his MO.
Anyway, so that happened, and then the last excursion that we had, because we went to Belize, which that was pretty cool. We went ziplining there. And then we went to Roatan. Now we go to this little island called the Little French Key. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We hear things about it. Braden is kind of like being our tour guide because he had done this exact trip before. And
I thought he just looked up a Wikipedia page the night before.
No. So he had done this exact trip like 2 other times. So like he knows everything like that you'd want to know. Anyway, we get to Roatan and we hop off and we get in this little bus and so I'll tell that at the end. So anyway, we get on this bus, we go down to these people, and there's like the main like income for a lot of those small Caribbean islands is tourism. That's a big part of their ecosystem or of their economy. And anyway, so there's probably like 50 guys once we get to this little port that all have little boats, and it's like, hey, I'm charging this much to take, people over to this little island, which is where we're trying to go. Mm-hmm. And the cruise told us, yeah, just find somebody down there. They'll take you over to the island. I'm like, okay. Well, I'm haggling with this guy. I finally get like a decent price to be taken over there. And I think we ended up paying like $20 for all of us to get onto the island. So I was like, all right. So I give him the 20. Not that much, but like there was other guys like charging like 40, 50, 60. And it was just ridiculous. So I was like, all right. I'll give you this. We're all gonna get on this boat, and you're gonna bring us over there. He's like, okay. And I told him I'll give you another 20 on the way back if you're there. And he's like, deal. So, anyways, we all hop in the boat. We get on this little island. I don't know anything about it, but it's like, what's a good way to describe it? It's like all college age people just partying as hard as fucking possible. There's a rope swing up on this like elevated dock in one point. There's like tiny little huts everywhere. Like you could stay there if you wanted to. And then there's this bar. And behind the bar, it's just ocean. Like Caribbean. Like beautiful.
Right.
I'm like, this is amazing. Like this is this dude's office. The bartender.
Right.
I'm like, this is ridiculous. Anyways, just girls fucking everywhere. There's like 3 or 4 like swim up bars. Anyway, there's like little like canoes and stuff that you can just grab off the beach and like, you know, go do your thing. And we keep walking around and we find like this place where you can like rent like swim gear and stuff, or you have access to everything. You just have to go talk to them. Oh, we find the rope swing. We find this like forest of hammocks. I'm like, this is amazing. We keep walking and there's a fucking tiger. It's in a cage, but there's a goddamn tiger. And I'm like, why is there a tiger on the island with no surveillance whatsoever? All the staff is working at the bar. Like, what is happening? So there's this tiger. I'm like, all right, that's cool. He's chilling. I keep walking. There's a monkey. Keep walking. There's a fucking lemur. I'm like, that's cool. There's monkeys in the trees. I'm like, where am I? And I'm like by myself at this point. I keep walking. There's a fucking Black Panther just chilling at the top of this fucking thing. Anyway, we find a drink there called Monkey Lala. Okay?
Uh-oh.
It's a milkshake, essentially. Just a chocolate milkshake with some Mexican water added in, you know?
Oh.
So,
I see.
Anyway, it's a good time. We drink a lot of those. They were delicious. It was basically like a alcoholic Starbucks drink. Best way to describe it. Anyway.
Really appealing to those college students that are there.
Oh, very. So, anyway, we get there and, we're drinking, having a good time. I find a hammock in the forest of hammocks. I go lay down. I wake up like 3 hours later, and I have like a cross pattern from the trees and the shade across my chest. And I'm like, so that's great. And I'm just sunburnt. Not that badly, but just like it's patchy because of the shade. Anyway.
I hate to
thought
break
it
it
was
to you,
funny.
it burnt down recently, actually, turns out.
Little French Key?
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn.
I just looked at pictures and I'm seeing a lot of sad news, burned down, lit on
That's
fire.
very upsetting.
Yeah.
That's
You want to explain the fucking snakes or the fucking gargoyles on the beach? What the fuck is that?
Oh, that's
Anyway, sorry.
something else.
But I also saw a lady taking the jaguar for a swim, so I believe.
Yeah. So they have animals there that are like it's a petting zoo, which I thought was insane. Anyway, beautiful place. Like clearest water I've ever seen. And anyway, it was a great time. But I fall asleep in the hammock. Somebody comes and finds me a couple hours later. They're like, hey, they're kicking people off the island. I'm like, all right. So I get on my crap. We get on the boat. We head out. And then we get back in the van to get back to the boat. Funniest thing that happened on that trip was we get in the car. Everybody's, feeling pretty good off their, Mexican water. And this couple, it's one of those like 14 passenger like Chevy vans.
Right.
And they hop in the very front row. I think Josh was sitting shotgun. Ethan's next to me. Anyway, they ask us, they're like, yeah, like, why are y'all down here? Well, me being like overly observant, there's not a ring on either of this couple's hands. And anyway, they ask us, they're like, yeah, like, why are y'all here? Like, what are y'all on the cruise for? Yada, yada. Well, Ethan, being the just oblivious blabbermouth that he is, he's like, well, I'm getting married. And and this is my bachelor party. And I'm like, bro. And you could just see the look in the girl's eye. She was like, oh, that's really cool. That's awesome. And you could just see her entire, just everything just fucking like just deflated. And as soon as we get out of the van, they like went off to the side and you could like hear her yelling. And we get out and we start walking towards the boat. And I punch Ethan in the arm. And he's like, what the fuck was that for? And I was like, you just ruined that relationship. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, they're not married. The dude clearly hasn't proposed. Like, you just ruined that for her. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. He's like, should I go say something? I was like, no, we're already walking. Like, you can't go say anything. Oh, man.
You're gonna bust him. You never bust me. Ethan's just, excuse me? Yeah. Sorry. I'm drunk. But I hope you guys have a nice time. No pressure.
Man.
Sorry.
So fucking funny. Yeah.
Doozy of a trip.
That was by far the funniest thing that happened on that trip, though.
That sounds like a doozy of a trip.
Well, one of them. So last thing on that trip.
Oh, Lord.
One day, it was a day at sea. I think it was the day before we got to Roatan.
Okay.
Or Honduras. And we get there. And no, it was the day at sea before. And they had a mini putt-putt course on the top of this boat. So, of course,
and
me,
being the professional golfer that he is,
I'm just playing mini golf, like, all the time.
Working on your putt game.
And this old man tells me, he's like, I'll put $100. He's like, I've seen you play. He's like, I'll put $100. I bet I can beat you. I was like, all right, well, I don't have 100 on me, but I'm down. He's like, all right, cool. Guys, had a few Mexican waters in his system. He's feeling pretty good. And, I don't feel bad about taking an old man's money because he probably has plenty of it. The shoes that he was wearing definitely depicted that he had plenty of it.
Fair
So, anyway, I whoop this old man's ass with no mercy. And he gives me the crisp 100. And he was like, I'm definitely not fucking playing with you again. And then, right after that happens, and me like semi feeling guilty about it, I was like, I don't know. And then the funniest thing that happened is right after he handed me the money, his wife walked up and was like, did you just beat him? I said, yes, ma'am. And she was like, all right. And then they start to walk away and he's like bitching about it. And she turns around. She's like, he'll be back tomorrow. You can take more.
Well, I was gonna say you did it wrong. You have to in the first game, if you want to really haggle someone out of money, you needed to win by like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like 1 or 2 strokes. And then say, oh, you're so close. Let's play again. Maybe you can get me this time and make your money back.
Yeah.
And then you just rip him for all he's worth.
And then you go for double or nothing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I make money playing pool. It's a good time.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we're at an hour and 3. I don't know if you got anything else.
This has been a very tropical episode.
Very tropical. Gotta keep it tropical, man.
Oh, of course. Summertime.
I mean, I want to think of tropical because right now I'm looking at the biggest fucking gray cloud I've ever seen.
I don't know if this will come up on. Oh, that's definitely that's fantastic.
That's just that's good.
We're killing the game out here, kids.
Somebody's gonna track your location off of that.
Off of the blown out image of my window.
Yep.
Come and get it.
Google Maps is some good shit.
All right, anyways.
All right. Well, I don't got anything else. I need to go fucking feed the dogs, and I need to go find some dinner because I'm home alone.
Same. I'm not, but I need food.
All right, man. Well, thank you for listening or watching the Booth Podcast once again. If it is your first time watching, subscribe, share the bullshittery with your friends, and yeah, you can find all of our social media and other places where you can find podcasts, or wherever we are anyway, in the link below. So,
Yes.
got anything else?
No, sir. I think
All right.
we're good.
Cool. Peace out.
Peace.